Hello everyone, I thought I would just do a little sit down clip answering all of your questions because a few of you have DM'd me over on Instagram asking about the wedding and just asking a few questions, and then I put a question box up and a few people did write in, so I thought I'd just sit down and answer them all here, and then that way you know, if you're thinking of doing a similar sort of wedding, you will have all the answers here if you have any questions. Again, sorry if the lighting's sort of going light and dark. I'm sitting right in front of my big window and I've tried to shut the blinds to sort of get rid of that awful sort of like light, but yeah, it is what it is. So I would have put a video at the start of the day basically, which I put on Instagram as well. I wanted to capture all their moments, but I didn't want to hire someone because I did get one quote and it was quite a lot. It was about, I think it was about £300 for someone to, that was just for photographs, I think. That wasn't actually for a videographer either. And I just didn't want to pay that because the wedding is actually less than that, and I just thought that's so silly, paying that amount which is costing more than the actual wedding. So I mean, each to their own. Some people might want to pay that if you're not very good at sort of capturing those sort of clips, or if you don't want your guests to sort of have the responsibility of taking loads of pictures and videos, then fair enough. But in the morning when we were getting ready here, I captured all them clips myself. I just set my tripod up and I just tried to capture as much as I could, and obviously did clips myself, or actually I didn't ask Harry to do any because I just find it easier to put my camera on the tripod and just do it. I suppose because that's part of what I do anyway, it was just easy for me. And then obviously when we got to the venue, I just said to our family and friends, please, please, please just get as much content as you can. And they really did. I'm so happy with all of the photos, all of the videos that I got. I'm so happy. And yeah, it saved us about £300, probably more if you wanted a videographer. So yeah, that was amazing, and yeah, I'm really happy with what we got. Let me just look at the questions quickly of what you've asked. And honestly, I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was so perfect for us. Like, I wish I could do it all again. It was so good. And yeah, I just loved it. Oh, someone said, how long ago did you sort your date, or was it a last minute thing? You looked gorgeous. Thank you so much. So we literally booked it about 2 months ago. So we had about, I think it was about 2 months until the date. And I'll give you sort of the backstory as to why it was sort of so last minute. I mean, we'd been talking about it on and off for a while. We've been engaged for 4 years. We've been together 10 years this year, engaged for 4. So we knew we sort of wanted to wait a little while for the actual wedding from getting engaged, but it was just one of them things that we would talk about and then we wouldn't do anything about it. Harry always said he wanted a small wedding. I didn't particularly want a big wedding. I say, when I was younger, I always said like, oh yeah, I'd have this and that, and I want it big, and I want, yeah, I think you do when you're younger. And then when you grow up, you realise how much these things cost, and I guess you just mature a little bit. And I just sort of grew out of the idea of doing it big, I guess. I don't know, I guess the main reason is the money side of it. Like, we just refuse to pay thousands and thousands for one day. I can't justify doing that. So yeah, we'd talk about it but then not do anything about it. Harry always used to say like, I'll marry you tomorrow. Like, I just want to be married. I don't care about anyone else and doing it fancy. But I always said I wanted to do it somewhat nice, you know, like you know, still do it small but in a nice way. Like I want to make sure I've got an outfit planned and, you know, invite people and, you know, have a little bit thought out and planned. I looked into it the end of last year. I inquired at our local town hall, which is Colchester, and I just got some quotes. I just sort of wanted to know how much it would cost to get married in the town hall and make sure I knew everything, all the costs and everything, because I had in the back of my mind that we'd do it this year because of being together 10 years. But I thought we'd do it towards the end of 2024, not so much the beginning. I left it last year, and then obviously beginning of this year, we booked a holiday for September. And then I realised, or Harry realised, that I knew my passport was running out in April, but he said to me, he was like, you do know, like, if we get married end of this year and I renew my passport like beginning of the year, he was like, you're gonna have to pay to get that changed again. And it's like, what is it, 80 quid to get your passport like renewed, and then it's about 90, I think, to change your name. And I was like, actually, that's a point, like, that's a lot of money. So I thought, oh god, yeah, maybe, like, and then he was like, you know, we should just get married now before you change your passport. And I suppose that brought the conversation back up. And then I was like, actually, yeah, I did get quotes like last year. I said, let me inquire and just see if they're the same. So I did, and they were all the same. And basically it was 250 something pounds for the town hall. That includes the ceremony room and 2 registrars. And then it's like £11 for a marriage certificate. And then you have to pay, I remember paying on the phone. So I called up, I booked the town hall, and then they told me I had to book, ring up to book the registrars, like to make sure the registrars were free on that day. So I called them, and then when I said April, they were like, and I said, like, April next year. I said, no, April this year. And they were like, oh, right, okay. And then the guy was like, I think all of our registrars are actually booked for that month. And I was like, oh, here we go. Like, I just knew this would not work. He said, but I'll put you on like an urgent list and I'll get back to you. So he said, I'll get back to you in the next couple of days. So I thought, oh, okay. But he phoned me about 2 hours later and said, there's actually a registrar free for that day and time. So I was like, perfect. And then it was literally just a matter of booking it then. Obviously we made sure that our friends and family were free on that day. But yeah, I booked it over the phone, and then he was like, right, you also need to we also need to like book you in for like a meeting to almost like register your intention of getting married. Like you have to go to like the local library and meet with a registrar, and they go through all your personal details. You had to pay £70 for that. And then I thought, oh, here we go, like all the hidden costs are coming out now. But that was it. So it was 70 plus the 250 plus the £11 for the marriage certificate. That is all we paid for that day. And then it was just obviously your outfit, what else, like obviously the meal after and stuff like that. That is how much our wedding cost, and that is how last minute it was. But I loved it, it was just sort of like spontaneous. Someone said, is this Colchester? Yes, it was Colchester Town Hall. How many guests? So we had my mum and dad, Harry's mum and dad, his sister, and that was all it was going to be. But he mentioned it to his best friend, and basically his best friend was like, you're not inviting me, like I'm coming. So he basically invited himself. But do you know what, I'm so glad they came. He came with his partner, who we're all really good friends with, and it was just perfect. I'm so glad they came. And yeah, that was all. We really didn't want to invite extended family or all of our other friends. That was sort of defeating the object of keeping it small in a way. So, and it was on a Thursday, so obviously people would have had to book days off work. And yeah, that's just we just decided to invite immediate family, and then obviously Harry's bestest friend. How long have you been planning? Literally 2 months. What did you do after the ceremony? So we went to the George. It's on Colchester High Street. It's a really lovely sort of like pub restaurant. It's so nice inside. They recently did it, well, I think they did it up like 2 years ago. I'd never been before. That was the first time I'd ever been. We popped in there before the wedding day, obviously, to make sure that it was where we wanted to go. And yeah, it was perfect. So yeah, we went there after for a meal and some drinks. Well, we said to people, we just go there for small bites and drinks, and we'll have a Chinese takeaway at ours, like here, later in the evening. But a few people ate quite a lot and didn't end up eating the Chinese takeaway, whereas me and Harry only had like small plates, and then we had a Chinese takeaway later in the evening. Can I just say, you look so classy, and what an incredibly classy way to get married. Thank you, that's so lovely and kind. How did you decide on your outfit? It was so classy. So the outfit situation, I haven't had a sip of my coffee yet. That is strong. I didn't put that much milk in. I've already had a coffee this morning. I don't normally have two at 2 in the morning, but I thought, you know what, I'll have one for the video, because why not? So outfits, I obviously, as soon as we booked it, started ordering some bits. Club L London was the first place I ordered from. I ordered a dress. I'm just trying to think what it looked like. It looked so lovely on the website, and it looked really bridal. It looked almost like that satiny bridal material. It was not. It looked really cheap. It was about £80, I think it was, because that was another thing. I didn't want to pay hundreds for an outfit. And everyone kept saying like, oh, it's your wedding day though. And I said, I know that, but again, I don't want to spend more than the actual wedding on an outfit that I'm going to wear once. I just don't. I really don't. Yeah, that's why. I just didn't want to spend hundreds on an outfit. So that obviously, you know, I had a budget. So this dress was £80, and when it came, it looked way less than £80. It just looked so cheap. And obviously, bear in mind, I'm, you know, I've had a baby. I've not just had a baby, but I've had a baby in the last year, and my body is changing. I'm going to the gym and working out, but I've still obviously got that, you know, my body has changed from giving birth. So, you know, it's the first time I've really sort of had to dress myself and dress up, and it was really quite difficult, and I thought, oh, I'm not having much luck here. So that dress went back, and then what was the next outfit I ordered? Oh, I ordered something from Odd Muse, which I've heard is an amazing brand, and the quality was insane. I ordered the blazer and the trousers. The trousers, I couldn't get over my bum, and they were well long in the leg. The blazer, it was like, I think it fit me all right up top, but it was really tight around my waist. The sizing was just really off for me. So that went back. I ordered another dress from Club L London, which was lovely, but I didn't like it. Oh, actually, I know, I ordered another outfit as well from this really random brand. I saw it on Instagram, you know, like the Instagram ads you get, like in between stories, like it popped up, and it was like this off-the-shoulder blazer. That came, I loved it. It looked perfect, stood still. As soon as I wanted to move, like if I wanted to pick Harper up, it would just ruin the whole outfit. Like my arms were very restrictive because it was off shoulder. That went back. And then I ordered blazers from Because of Alice, which were lovely. They were the hourglass blazers, but the sizing, again, so off. Like it fit perfect around my waist, but the shoulder pads were well off my shoulders. They went back. And then I ordered a blazer from ASOS, the bridal range from ASOS, which was the blazer I ended up wearing. I ordered that. I loved it. And I also obviously was needing to find trousers because I wanted to go for the blazer look in the end. So I didn't order many trousers, but I did order these lacy ones off of ASOS, which are the ones I wore. And I thought, right, okay, that's giving bridal. So if I can find a blazer to go with that and almost be long, I wanted it like a long line blazer because I wanted it to cover the bum area, because they had like obviously like knicker inserts on the trousers, but I wanted the blazer to cover that. So I ordered a blazer off of ASOS and then tried that on, and I loved it. I thought it was just giving bridal. It looked perfect. And I think the trousers were like £28. The lacy trousers were 28 and the blazer was 110. So all in all, and the shoes, so I got the shoes from ASOS as well. They were like a satiny pointy heel, perfect, very comfy. They were £36. And then I was gonna get a vow, but I thought no, I'm not gonna get a vow because the blazer had a bow on the back and I wanted to show off that detail. I got my flowers were 40, and that was it. My friend paid for my hair and I did my own makeup because I thought I like the way I do my own makeup. I'm just gonna do it a bit bolder. And yeah, that was all. And I thought it looked so nice and I'm so happy I went for that look. I felt comfortable. Oh, and the top underneath the blazer was just from, because that was the next thing. Oh my God, trying to match the whites because obviously they're all from different, I mean, even though the trousers and the blazer were from ASOS, they're still different collections. So trying to find the right shade of white and not cream, I found that everywhere did cream or an off-white. Nowhere did like a crisp white top. And it got to like a week before the wedding, like I think, if not that week of the wedding, I was still trying to find a top to go underneath. Oh my God, my leg's going dead because I've been sitting on it. Ah! I have to angle you down a little bit because I was sitting on my leg to boost me up. That was the next thing, trying to find a top. But then I went to H&M, thought, oh, let me just look round and see what I can find. I managed to find a white square neck top. And I didn't know if it would go with the other whites because I didn't obviously have the outfit with me. So I took it home, tried it on, and it was perfect. And that's the one I wore. It was a tenner from H&M and it was so comfy. It's one of them like buttery soft tops. It was so nice. I did link the blazer and the trousers on my Instagram story and I've made a little highlight. So yeah, if you want to have a look, shop them, it's on my Instagram highlight. So yeah, and then we decided that, so the wedding was on a Thursday, we stayed at home the Thursday, everyone just come back to ours in the evening, and then Friday we headed off. We spent the morning here and then we headed off to the Cave Hotel in Kent, which was so lovely. Obviously that was quite an expensive stay. That was gifted by Harry's parents as a wedding gift, so we're very grateful for that. But that obviously would have made the whole wedding expensive if we'd have paid that on top. Is that delivery for me or? So yeah, we went to the Cave Hotel on the Friday and that was the first night I left Harper. So I was a bit like, well, I was a little bit anxious as to how it was going to go. She was staying with my mum here at home, which in a way I thought was good because she's used to my mum being here and looking after her and it's her home. It was just more the overnight that I was a bit worried about. I mean, Harper sleeps through every night anyway, but I just thought, knowing my luck, when I go, she's going to play up through the night. She didn't, which is perfect. We stopped off at Blue Water on the way, did a bit of window shopping. We didn't actually buy that much in Blue Water. Once we could check into our room, because you can't check into your room till 3, which is always so annoying, isn't it? It's so late in the day. And then once we could get into our room, we just chilled for a bit, which was very nice. And then we had treatments booked at 5:30. So we both had treatments in our room. Sorry, I'm being really nosy as to who's outside. We had a dinner reservation at 9:15. So after the treatments, we just chilled. Time went really fast, to be fair. They have 2 restaurants in the hotel. So we went to one of the restaurants and had a lovely meal and then went back up to the room and then went asleep. And yeah, it was so needed. And the next morning, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a really nice lay-in. I'm gonna make the most of it. Did I have a lay-in? Nope. My body must have woke me up about 6-ish, which is the time that Harper, well, actually she don't really wake up at 6. She wakes up between 6 and 7. but I always set my alarm for 6. I think I could hear Harry's phone vibrating. I think it was the camera pinging off. So Harry obviously looked at the camera, he was awake. And then obviously we could see Harper was awake. I think I was sort of in and out of sleep from then, but I think we decided to go down to the pool about 7:30, 8, which was nice because it was really quiet in there. And it's quite small in the cave. It's a very small hotel, it's quite private and small. It's not overcrowded, which is nice. So yeah, we went down to the pool and we chilled there for about an hour, headed back upstairs, had a coffee. We skipped breakfast. We didn't actually have breakfast because you don't actually get breakfast included in your room, which is crazy because it's so expensive. And then we had to check out at 11. So we checked out at 11 and then we had a Wagamama's in Lakeside for lunch. And then we headed home. And that was our wedding celebrations over, and I honestly wish I could do it all again. It was perfect. I just think the whole chillness of it, like there was no pressure. Like even in the ceremony room, having like a small group of people, because they send you like a ceremony planner and you can like pick what you want to say. So they ask you, you know, like when you're reading the thing back to the registrar and then you say things to each other, you can pick what you want to say. So we picked like the least to say and the shortest sentences, so it was over within like 5 minutes. But like even walking in the room, like I didn't have my dad walk me in the room, we walked in together. Like you can choose that. I could walk in on my own, but we just said that we want to walk in together. Like you can pick music that you want to walk into, music when you're doing the sign-in, and then music when you're walking out. We did actually put that on the ceremony planner, but you obviously have to provide your own music as well, but we just didn't in the end. Like we didn't do any of that. And I think because it was so intimate, it was just, I don't know, we were all laughing and joking, and it was so chilled, and that's what we liked about it. Even like when we walked in the room to begin with, obviously everyone's in the room, we're outside, and in the clip you can sort of see me poke my head round the door because I basically said like, are you ready, like should we come in? And then obviously everyone was like, yeah, come in. And then we just walked in and it was just so nice. And at the end of the day, it's all about me and Harry. It's not about everyone else. I didn't want to pay thousands for everyone else to have a good day, and then for us it's over in a flash. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather put that money towards a holiday, if I'm gonna be honest. We didn't do rings, which I'm surprised some of you didn't ask that actually. We was gonna do rings, but we didn't decide in time what we wanted. I didn't know what I wanted as a wedding band, because to be honest, my engagement ring is all diamonds, and I wasn't sure if I wanted a wedding band with diamonds as well. I don't know. I think because, yeah, I'm not sure. I need to go and try on some rings and see how it looks. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up here because I've been waffling on, but I hope I answered all your questions. Thank you so much for all the love on the reel and photos and the DMs. They were all so lovely, and yeah, I am now a married woman.